Hello students, welcome to Reddy's classes. Hope you are safe at home. We were studying the language of chemistry 9th standard ICSE. So let us continue with our chemical equations. So what is the definition for chemical equation is? The chemical equation is a statement that describes a chemical change in terms of symbols and formulas. As we studied symbols, we know the symbol for hydrogen is H, while that of sodium is Na, while that of chlorine is Cl, etc. We studied about the symbols. So we have formulas also. If we combine two symbols, we get one equation or one compound. So let us study what do we mean by a chemical equation. So first of all, let me introduce to a topic equation. The term equation is used because in a chemical reaction the atoms are, first of all, the atoms are neither be created nor be destroyed. In a chemical reaction the atoms are neither created nor destroyed. Thus the number of atom of each element on the right hand side, if this is hydrogen is an element, sodium is an element, chlorine is an element, we have what? NaCl. If you have to found NaCl, sodium chloride, you need two constituent or two elements, Na and Cl, sodium and chlorine you required. So this works as a reactant and this formation is known as the product. I will tell you what do you mean by reactant and what do you mean by product, but let me complete the term equations. The number of atom of each element on the right hand side of an equation must be equal to the number of element and each element on the left hand side. Right hand element should be equal to the left hand. Okay, so we will get to know that what is on the right side, what is on the left side, where is reactants placed, where is product placed. So before starting, let us see interpreting the meaning of chemical equation. Let us try to know a few terms which are used in a chemical reaction. Let us study these two terms. The two terms here are reactant and product. So what do you mean by reactant? As I said, we need left hand side as well as right hand side. We need both the sides. Now the substance which take part in a chemical reactions are known as reactant. The reactants are always placed on the left hand side. Reactants are always placed on the left hand side. The product, the substance formed, see, the substance which takes part in a chemical reaction are known as reactant, while that of the substance which are formed as a result of chemical change during a chemical reaction are called as product. As reactant are on the left hand side, are written on the left hand side, product is always on the right hand side. Product is always written on the right hand side. Clear? So let us give an example. As I talk about NaCl, this is a reactant. This is a reactant. It forms NaCl as a product. You can see on the left hand side you can see the reactant, on the right hand side this is the product. So this is a chemical equation. Let us see how chemical equations are terms, how they are balanced and etc. We have to know that pre-knowledge before writing a balanced chemical equation. Make sure, let me introduce to some of the topics. If there are more reactant or more than one reactant, so the reactants are connected with the plus sign. Whenever there are more reactants, they are connected by the plus sign. See here, it is given a chemical equation consists of formulae of reactant connected by the plus sign and an arrow followed by the formula of the product connected by the plus sign. You can see this is an arrow goes to the product. Now the sign of an arrow is this arrow. It means to form this reactants connected to form this product. So this arrow indicates what? To form or to yield, whatever you can say. It is also the direction in which the reaction is predominant. The direction of the reaction is also given by this sign. Okay, let us study balancing a chemical equations. Pre-knowledge before balancing a chemical equations, how the equations are balanced. Let us study. First of all, Following knowledge is necessary before one starts writing a balanced chemical equation. What are the knowledges we need? First, whether or not a chemical reaction takes place between two chemical substances. Is there any chemical reaction taking place between two substances? Secondly, one must know all the reactant and the product formed during a chemical change. While there is a chemical change, everyone should know that the reactant and the product formed. The reactants and the product are formed. Next, one must know the correct symbols and formulas of all the reactant and product. You should know the symbols of all the elements and also the formula of the reactant. So, what do you mean by a balanced chemical equation? See, we have to do what? Left hand side is equal to right hand side. Same atoms on the left side as well as on the right hand side. So, a chemical equation in which number of atoms of each element is same on the side of the reactant and product is called a balanced equation, is known as a balanced equation. We have one example here first. Potassium nitrate decomposes on heating to form potassium nitrite. Nitrate decomposes to nitrite and oxygen. Writing the symbol and formula of the reactant and product, the chemical equation of the above reaction can be represented as under. It is given below. Now, however, the above equation is not a correct equation. This is not a correct equation, means it is not balanced yet. ये reaction अभी तक balanced नहीं है. So, however, the above equation is not a correct equation. It is because total number of oxygen, if you see there are two oxygens, here are two oxygen, becomes 4, but as you see here are only 3. Is it balanced? यहाँ पे ऑक्सीजन 3 है, यहाँ पे ऑक्सीजन 4 है. Is it balanced? No, ये balanced तो नहीं है. So what we have to do is we have to balance the chemical equation. Now, how will you balance? It is because there are total number of oxygen atoms. Towards the reactant side is 3. As I said, the reactant side has 3 atoms of oxygen, while that of the product has 4. Such an equation in which number of atom of various element towards the side of the reactant is not equal to the number of atom of the various element towards the side of the product is known as an unbalanced equation. Oxygen has 3 atoms. Here on the product side it has 4 atoms. You can see they are not equal. They are not equal. Hence it is known as an unbalanced equation or skeleton equation. So the above equation is wrong, as atoms can be neither created nor be destroyed by chemical reaction. However, if we write this equation as given above, so you can see we have now this 3 and this 2. 3 into 2 is 6. Here this 2 into 2 for oxygen, we are talking about oxygen. 3 2s are 6, 2 2s are 4, plus here is 2 oxygen, 4 plus 2 is 6. So on the reactant side we have 6 oxygen. On the product we have 6 oxygen atoms. Thus this is called as a fully balanced equation. So how did it come? Let us start with balancing of the chemical equations by hit and trial method. Let us start with the hit and trial method. This method includes what? This method includes counting the number of atom of each element on both sides and then trying to make them equal on both sides. First of all, we will consider what? Counting the number of the atoms on each of the element. How many elements are there? What are their atomic number? What are their atoms and number of atoms on both the side? And let's start. We have an example here. You have been given a box here. See, first of all, let us start with the first example. Fe2O3 plus CO. The product form is Fe plus CO2. You can see on this side Fe is what? 2. Oxygen is 3. For carbon, C 1. Oxygen here is 1. Atoms, you wrote the atoms, number of atoms. Fe 1, C1, O2. You can see here oxygen is 3, 4. Here 4 oxygen, here 2 oxygen. Iron is Fe is 2 and here Fe is what? 1. Now let us start balancing the iron atom. Let us start balancing the iron atom now. So Fe2, we write the whole equation as it is. We will start balancing. Now if I multiply here with 2, 2 ones are 2, the equation will form what? 2Fe plus CO2. Now how much Fe do I have? Here 1 means 2. CO2, for CO2 I have C1 and oxygen as 2. So now let us see the equation. We have Fe2, CO1, C1, oxygen 3 and plus 1 4, we have oxygen only 2. So let us start with balancing oxygen atom now. Let us start once again, written the same. Fe is 2, oxygen 3, C1, O1. Now I know Fe is 3, C is, now I am doing what? I am multiplying for carbon. I can see here is the carbon atom. So I need 4 carbon atoms here, sorry, oxygen atoms here. 2 Fe plus 2 CO2, this 2 and this 2 will form 2 to the 4, and what I have, 3 plus 1 is what? 4. So let us start balancing now. What I get is Fe2, C2, C is 1, 2 ones are 2, oxygen 2 to the 4. Let us see the balanced chemical equation now. We have oxygen here as, now the balanced chemical equation, I multiplied it with 2. Once again we have now 2, 2, 4 and 2, 1, 3, 1, means 2, 1 and 4. Now you can see this is not, once again not a balanced chemical equation. Now let us balance carbon. Here we have only 1 carbon atom, but here we have 2 carbon atoms. So let us start balancing the carbon atom now. On the right side, we have balanced it here. On the right side you can see Fe2O3 plus 2 CO2. Fe is 2, oxygen is 3, C is 2, oxygen is 4. Okay, sorry, I wrote this equation as Fe2O3 into 2CO, C is 2, O is 2. While that on the right hand side you can see we have 2Fe plus 2 CO2. Now we balanced what? This equation. Here is having only carbon CO. I multiplied 2 on this side. So what I get here? Fe is what? 2. C is what? 2. Oxygen is what? 4. You can see now. Total this side oxygen is 5. 3 plus 2 is 5. But here we have oxygen as 4. So now to balance carbon atom as well as what? To balance the carbon atom as well as the oxygen atom, let us do what? Fe2O3 plus, let us multiply 3 on this side. So what will I get? 3 on this side and 3 on this side too. Now what I will get? Fe is what? 2, oxygen is 3, carbon is 3, oxygen 3 this side. Fe 2, carbon 3, oxygen 3 2s are 6, 3 plus 3 is what? 6, this 6, this carbon gets balanced, this iron get balanced. Okay, this is heat and trial method. We balance the whole chemical equation. We have the chemical equation is Fe2O3 plus CO gives Fe plus CO2. This was not a balanced equation, this was a skeleton equation. We formed this equation into this to get a balanced chemical equation. This is the absolute balanced equation. So let us go further now with more examples. So we have one partial equation method now. This is a new technique which is used, so which is made also. This method includes what? Writing of a complex chemical equation in 2 steps. We have to make what? Complex chemical equation means a reaction in 2 steps. Then we have to balance the 2 chemical equations and we have to add them. First of all, there are 2 balanced equations given here. We are adding using a partial equation method. We just add the equations. Okay, see, this equation gets add up with this one, this add with the whole one. Okay, and the left one is also oxygen. Okay, so this method is the new method. They have developed a new method of balancing the chemical equations. okay, based on the atomic number. It is based on the atomic number and the number of places at which an element occurs. So this is also in a skeleton equation, means skeleton equation is an unbalanced equation. Since the method is new, so we have to do what? We have to learn this only one example, and basically we are going to study it with the hit and trial method only. We will be using the hit and trial method for the purposes of balancing the chemical equation. We shall study this equation with more examples in the next session. Clear? So let us study about the frequency of number of places at which an element occurs in a chemical equation. If an atom of an element is present at one place towards the reactant side, it must be present at one place towards the product side. Okay, so let us see with an example here. You can see KNO3, KNO2 plus O2. Now potassium atom is present at one place towards the reactant. See, you can see this potassium atom, and also on this place also towards the side of the product. Thus its frequency of occurrence in the whole equation is 2. It came one time here and the second time here. Similarly, nitrogen atom occurs at one place towards the side of the reactant. You can see this nitrogen atom, as well as here also one nitrogen atom exists, okay, on the side of the reactant, and at one place towards the side of the product. Thus frequency of occurrence of nitrogen in whole equation is what? 1, 2. However, oxygen atom occurs at one place in the reactant side. You can see here, wait, let me show you with another marker. Here we have 1, here we have 1, here we have 1, means on this side we have 2 times occurrence of oxygen atom, while that of 1 time here. Total we have the occurrence of oxygen atom as 3. Therefore the frequency of oxygen is 3, nitrogen is 2, potassium is 2. Okay, so what do you mean by frequency and occurrence of the frequency? It is denoted by F number. It is known as F number. The frequency of occurrence of various elements in an equation is, in short, it is known as F number. Thus in the above equation, F number for potassium is 2. As I said, potassium is 2, nitrogen is 2 and oxygen is 3. So let us start by finding more examples on it. Okay, make sure while calculating a F number of various elements, just count the number of places where the given element occurs. Do not count the actual number atom, as they do not represent places. At one place once in the above equation, F number of oxygen is 3 because it is at 3 places in the equation. Do not say F number of oxygen is 7, as it has 7 atoms in the equation. We don't have to count the atoms, we just have to count the number of places where they exist. Okay, let us start. Now we have these examples for finding this F number. We have CaHCO3 bracket 2. We have one equation here, second compound, and this is the formed compound. We have the reactants as well as the product. We have to find what? We have to find the F number. So let us start finding the F number. First of all, calcium exists here as 1, 2, 3. Existence of calcium, F number is what? 3. Secondly, let us talk about hydrogen. 1, 2, 3. Hydrogen is 3. Let us talk about carbon. 1, it's not there. 2, so carbon is 2. Let us talk for oxygen. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have oxygen 4. The number of atoms, or not the atoms, the places it came is 4. So I have a box here. Calcium 3, hydrogen 3, carbon 2, oxygen 4. That's it. We have one more example here. Al, aluminium 1, 2. We have aluminium 2. This completes. We have carbon here 1 2 carbon 2 oxygen 1 2 3 4 5. That's it. Hydrogen 1 2 complete. Sulfur 1 2. That's it. Salt. You know the number of places where these elements exist. You can find with the third example also. Okay, let us continue now. Let us continue with some of the list of the common metals of their atomic number. We have sodium as 11, magnesium 12, aluminium 13, potassium 19, calcium 20, chromium 24, manganese 25, iron 26, nickel, copper, zinc, Ag, barium. We have Ag gold. Sorry, Au is gold, Ag is silver. Now there are some list of the non-metals also. Hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, bromine. So we have non-metals, we have metals and their atomic number. You have to learn this atomic number properly. Okay. Pb, Au gold, Hg mercury, Pb is lead. These are the atomic number. Mostly we use the atomic number from this to this cases and from this to this cases. Okay, you have to learn this atomic number more. If there is any reaction with lead and gold, you have to use that atomic number. So let us continue now. You have to learn this atomic number. There are rules for balancing a chemical equation. The first is write the frequency number of all the atoms in a given chemical equation. As we studied about the frequency number, write all the frequency number. Secondly, start balancing equation from the element which has least frequency number. Which has the least frequency number, start from that point. Next, other elements should be placed in order of the increasing frequency number. Elements should be placed in order of the increasing frequency number while balancing. If there are two or more elements have same frequency number, then balance the metallic element first. Let us balance the first element as metal. If there are two or more metallic elements with same frequency number, first balance the metal with highest atomic number, balance with the highest atomic number, then balance the next element with lower atomic number and so on. If there are two or more non-metallic elements, it is talking about non-metallic elements with same frequency number, then first balance the non-metallic element with highest atomic number. Other non-metallic elements should be balanced in the decreasing order of the atomic number. First of all, decreasing order. Make sure while balancing non-metallic elements, they should be balanced in the decreasing order of the atomic number. Make sure there is a note given below. Key to balance an equation is its F number. However, if F number are same, then first metallic element should be balanced in the order of decreasing atomic number, in the decreasing, as I said, in the decreasing atomic number, followed by non-metal in the order of decreasing the atomic number. Let us continue now. So as we completed F numbers, we started balancing the chemical equation. We balanced with heat and trial method as well as partial equation method also. We have more atomic numbers here. You have to learn the atomic numbers. You have to start balancing the chemical equations. Make sure about the reactant and the product. We will be studying more balancing of the equations with these rules, with these 6 rules. Okay, in the next lecture. Till then, stay safe, stay home. Thanks for